not my fault. It's usually my fault, but today it was not my fault. Can you hear me okay? Can everyone hear me? Can you see me? I set this up super quick. Normally I take time and test it out. But my roommate wanted to have a whole ass conversation with me, and it was actually low-key serious. So, oh shit. Here, let me rearrange myself a little bit. Welcome to the 5 people that are here. Thank you for being on time to class, even though your teacher is never on time to class. Shout out to me. Okay, sorry. I want to rearrange my little desk guy, but it's just not going that swimmingly for me. Let's try that. Thank you for following. I saw a lot of people followed today. Okay, that's a vibe. Can everyone hear me okay? I think this is the best vibe possible. Sorry, I have a new setup. There we go. My computer is literally hanging off the edge, so maybe not. There we go, that's better. I didn't eat. Me talking to her cut into my eating time. Hi, Sarah Duncan. Hi, your foodie friend. Oh, let me see who followed. So it was... Oh, and let me get rid of this code so you can see what we're learning about today. That's always what draws people in. Today we're learning about Y2k. Hi, Tasty Stransner, Tate Strasner. I don't know how to read. It followed me. Durden followed me. Fire Emoji 83 followed me. Garden of Aaron. Frank Ocean Lovebot. Lauren, hi. Haven't been here in forever. Sorry, I've been slacking. I went through a breakup. We're glad you're back, Queen. You guys, I didn't have time to eat dinner, so I'm going to eat my dinner. We're having noodles. They came from a box. I made them in 2 minutes. I just covered them in sriracha. This is good. These are just going to start off as mukbangs. I'm sorry, I'm trying to mix my sauce into it. Very haphazardly did this. I'm so hyped. I've missed so many of these recently. Clean Bee, hi. Vixie, hi. Kiddo the Kiddo, Megan Flame. Oh my god, so many subscribers here. Thank you. Fruity Friend, happy Pride. I did a Pride stream last week, and next week Evie, or the Doobie Fairy, is coming to visit me, and so they're going to be doing it with me. So it's going to be a vibe. What's the Nearpod link? Here you go. I had a job interview today and it went really well. Lotus Solera, I'm finally able to catch a stream and I'm so excited. I'm so excited too. This is going to be a cool one. It's a very lighthearted topic. It's no one got hurt or died. You know what I mean? So it's kind of more cash. Here, let me not eat into the mic. I'm going to back up a little bit. If this ends up anywhere, I'm going to kill myself. I'm eating, and I'm trusting that no one's going to be weird about it. That's what I'm trying to trust. So no, if you're weird and you're here, keep it to yourself. Today we're drinking Mike's Blue Hard Freeze. Just realizing these two flavors are not very good together. I'm going to finish this food first. Is this now a mukbang? I love it. I don't like mukbangs. I feel like people are looking at me sexually, and I don't like it. Do you remember when Y2k happened? No, I was a toddler, so I do not remember when this happened at all. I have no memory of even talking about it. Actually, a lot of what I learned about it, I learned in the last 2 hours. I knew what it was, but I didn't really know the nitty-gritty details or the technology behind it. So that TikTok I made today was absolutely false. Sorry about that. I'm actually going to delete it. I feel weird about eating on camera. I really don't like it. But I was 8, it was a thing, yeah. So I don't remember any of it, but I have always known what it was. I actually, not always, because you're not born knowing everything. I learned what it was from My Name is Earl. Do you guys know the show My Name is Earl? I loved the show My Name is Earl, especially as a kid. I used to watch it with my dad, and it's very much not appropriate for children. But they had an episode about what they were doing on Y2k. And so I was 8 or 9 watching it, and I was oh, Dad, what are they talking about? What do they mean Y2K? And then he explained what it was. So that's when I learned about it as a kid. It was from a TV show. But you're going to learn about it today while I eat noodles. I'm glad other people know that show. I think that show is so funny. I think the writing in it is so good. And yeah, we were all watching that way too young. My dad would literally just let me watch whatever. He was like, if I want to watch it, you're going to watch it. So, first question that I have on the Nearpod, because I know I have some little babies here. I know I have some Gen X here. I know I have a lot of millennials here. I know I have a lot of Gen Z here. When I say Y2K, What does that mean to you? When someone looks at you and says Y2K, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? And if you want to vote in the poll, I just dropped the link. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. So when I say Y2K, what comes to your mind first? Is it, oh my God, already a jarring split. Very jarring split. All I know about this is from my dad telling me he basically thought the world was going to end because of faulty computer programming. Yeah, essentially. Hot pink. Year 2000, everything going to hell because computers can't handle. Close. Like, basically, yeah, everything going to hell because computers can't handle is more than close. That's pretty spot on. End of the world. I think there might be an ad playing right now because my viewers just dropped, like, very dramatically, like, very quickly. Or everyone hates that I'm eating. Another possibility. I don't know why I got a spoon. This is definitely a fork meal. Everyone thought the world would end because computers couldn't handle dates after 1999. Ooh, period, it shows my name. Yeah, that's y'all, right there. There was an sorry, I just choked on noodles. There was an ad. That's what I thought. Welcome back. Sorry, there's an ad. Also, I need y'all to bear with me. I think there might be more ads today because I think I accidentally accepted something. Like, it was like, join this ad program, and I clicked to learn more, and then it was like, congratulations. And I was like, what the fuck? Sorry, I'm late. I forgot what day of the week is. Oh my God, everyone's saying sorry they're late. We just started. Here's the Nearpod. Welcome. I also saw someone asked for the Nearpod. Welcome back. Yeah, there was definitely an ad. I'm so sorry about the ads. They're really not a vibe. I'm not into the ads. Oh my God, I forgot. I have news. So I have news about the situation that we talk about in the chat because of the situation. I'm going to tell you in the chat. Y'all need to check with the office and get a slip. Your Prime subscription is your late pass. You can only be late if you have a Prime subscription. No, I'm just kidding. That would be terrible. That would be so mean of me. But I need to tell you about something. I just dropped it in the chat. So, okay. So this is what we think the plan is. Let me type. I appreciate your patience. The sub in the chat in the PD meeting. Streaming studio check. I'm recommending Gaslit on Hulu based on the Watergate lesson. Ooh, thank you. Good recommendation. So yeah, I just updated y'all about that situation. I have another update. So that's the vibes right now. So we're also, I'm going to put this in the chat too. So that's the vibes. That's what's going on. Just to let you know, good vibes are loading. Yeah. So things are getting better. Also, you type fast as hell. I'm jealous. Thank you. I've worked hard on that. Not that hard, but my mom, like, forced me to learn how to type fast. She used to yell at me. But anyway, yeah, it'll be cool because then, like, it just won't be financial stress, and then we can afford to, you know, like, redo everything and get nice stuff. How are you going to go about it? So, like, I'll tell you. I like how people haven't left even though I'm just typing this. This is a group chat now with the camera on one of us. Mad, you would have all the anxiety. I have been. That's why I was late because like that was happening and I was like I need to calm down for a couple seconds before I come on here because I was like I like streaming and I want to be like having good vibes and good energy and so I usually like calm down a little bit. That's why I was a couple minutes late. First stream and I'm living for the drama I came into. This is what you get when you have a working class streamer. Do you think Hassan Parker is talking about this kind of drama in the chat? No, he's not. This is the working class streamer content right here. You think the rich have to deal with these issues? You think million subscribers have to deal with these issues? Like, no, they don't. They're just in their studios living. Look at us. Look at us. I'm on the floor right now. You can't really tell. I'm sitting on the floor. Oh, you can't tell. This is my closet. I'm going to open it. Look, I have a mirror right here. This is where I do my makeup. You can see there's like a makeup table over there. You're better than that inside. There's a makeup table over there. I'm going to open this side so you can see the other side of this closet. I actually have a very nice bedroom and a very nice apartment, which is partially the reason is like everywhere else was like so tiny for the same price. So I was like, for what? Even though I hate my parking garage, but I'll get over it. See, look, closet. My little stool, because I can't reach anything. Dresser. This is a closet, and I'm on the floor. No, I think so. Like, I think that's literally what happened. I don't know. Whatever. But don't you live super far from your work? So, it's not as bad. I realized, so, like, I live in South Florida, and, like, our tourist season is spring break season, and I got hired in February, so the traffic was awful in February, March, and April, but lately it's only been taking me 20 or 30 minutes to get home. So, yeah. And also, I'm hoping that within a year I get promoted and I get to work from home. So then that wouldn't even be a factor. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, I don't want to be like reading too much into that. Methadone Daddy subscribed at tier 1. Thank you for subscribing. Also, speaking of meth, I just finished Breaking Bad. Yeah, season here is January, April. Any other time is too hot for the tourists. Yeah, so like I just have a bad commute for a couple months a year. And now like, I don't know, I've kind of gotten used to it. It's not terrible. Because, like, the place, so basically, that was the other reason, is I couldn't afford anything that I liked near work because everything was, like, super expensive. So I was like, I'd be having a bad commute in a different way. Like, just in an opposite direction. Speaking of meth mood. Yeah, so that's the vibes right now. I think that's what's going to end up happening. But, damn it. I don't want this noodle. Touch my face. I don't have a napkin. Oh well. Just put it on the side. Yes, methadone. We support harm reduction. I don't know nothing about that. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know absolutely nothing about that. I couldn't get into Breaking Bad. The only reason I'm able to get into shows is because my boyfriend forces me to watch them. And if I start going on my phone, he'll be like, no, pay attention. Because otherwise you'll be confused. And he's right. So that's the only reason I can go and like actually pay attention to shows. This is so good. I'm trying to say I'm trying to cut back on drinking, but that makes it sound like it's emotionally difficult for me, which it's not. I just like the taste of these, so I'm trying to find alternatives to these because I've noticed my anxiety is a lot worse in the mornings if I had even one drink the night before. And I'm not even drinking it for the alcohol, I'm just drinking it for the taste, if we're being honest. This is Mike's Hard Blue Freeze. This is really the only kind of alcohol that I drink. Like, I like Mike's, I like Truly's, I like High Noons. Oh, I only like the Truly lemonades. I don't like any other ones. I don't drink hard liquor. I like margaritas. The only hard liquor that I do fuck with is tequila, but I won't do shots. Like, I'll do it as, like, a mixed drink. Or, like, a vodka martini, like a lemon vodka martini. I like very, like, fruity and, like, citrusy drinks. Bourbon's disgusting. Rum in a daiquiri. Like, yeah. Fresca. Oh, I always forget about Fresca. I'm drinking a tequila sunrise right now. Yeah, like I like a tequila sunrise. That's a great drink. Can't be active in the chat because I'm studying right now, but here for the drama. I'm always here for the drama. Twisted tea, though. I don't like tea. Like, I don't like hot tea. I don't like iced tea. I don't like sweet tea. I'm just not a tea person. Like the leaf water. Deep Eddy. Ooh, I do like Deep Eddy. Cocktail with Deep Eddy. I haven't taken shots of that. Maybe I would like it. I love Deep Eddy. That shit is good. I forgot about her. I never buy her because it's like, oh, their bottles are big and I don't drink enough to like warrant it. But if I'm at a party and they're Deep Eddy, you best believe. Currently on my 5th White Claw. I can't do that. I have such a low alcohol tolerance. What? After I drink one of these, I'm like, in my moment, you know? Craft beer snobs turned me off beer. Pink lemonade with a shot of raspberry vodka is delicious. Also great. I'm doing homework with the stream in the background. I love that. Have you had tequila and Mountain Dew? Best combo? No, but I have had tequila and Baja Blast, which is primarily Mountain Dew. So I think I get it because it was very good. Okay, but let's actually start learning. I'm glad we're like chatting and being in our moment and having our vibe though, because today's lesson is honestly a lot shorter because obviously Y2k is not nearly as big of a topic as like Watergate or Vietnam War. I'm California sober. I don't drink, but I love CBD sparkling water. That's what I always say is I'm California sober with like an occasional alcohol drink. So I guess that's not California sober. Yeah, so I guess I should stop saying that. I always say, I think it's because like a lot of people will offer me like, and like, nah. So I just say, oh, I'm California sober, but I'll have a drink every now and again, which is true. I probably have like 2 drinks a week. I think in response to being cheated on, I never used to drink, but since I stopped, I had to find a way to cope. We are slaying right now. We are. Man, do you guys want to see? Oh, I can't show you actually. Can I? Where's my phone? Ruh-roh. Oh, there it is. I was about to say, have you guys seen my phone? It's back here. What was I about to say? God, I really have one brain cell. Today at work, they were in the big conference room and they put me on the TV again because I worked from home. I hate when they put me on the TV. I'm okay with it if other people are on the TV. Like if there's the Google meeting. Never in my life have I heard California sober. Is this a stereotype of us outside the state? I don't know. I saw that on Twitter and looked it up. But anyway, if there's a Google Meet and like some of the people are in the conference room and some of the people are on Google Meet and there's like 4 or 5 people on the screen, I don't care. Put me on the TV. I literally don't give a shit. When my whole face is the TV, I hate that. I hate that so much. It makes me want to come into the office. And that's saying a lot because I really do not want to come into the office like that. Like, just me. I usually will share my screen the whole time. Like, even if I'm not presenting, I'll just share it to, like, a quote or something nice. Because, like, we're not putting my whole face. Like, no. Like, today, I just had it shared to our website. Because I'm, like, the tech person. So I was like, oh, I'll just have it shared here. And if anyone has a question about how to do something, I can just show you live. And I just sat there waiting for them to need stuff and then presented for, like, 5 seconds. And I was like, thank you. But yeah, let's go ahead and learn about Y2k. It's the vibes. But first, fair warning, I was in a rush making these slides because my company laid off 10% of their staff yesterday. Your girl is still standing. I'm totally fine. Everyone that I work directly with is totally fine. Some people that I know did get laid off, which really sucks. I don't know, like the economy is scary. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. This really doesn't say that much about my company. Like, I'm not really worried. Because like I am worried, but I'm not worried about my company. Like I'm just worried about everything. Like Spotify laid a ton of people off. Coinbase laid a ton of people off. Like just a lot of companies are. And I work in real estate, and basically they said the reason they did it is because the Fed's raising the mortgage rates. Like we just don't have as many buyers now. Like so we just don't need this much staff. And like honestly, a lot of people on our staff, like we're kind of overstaffed in some ways. So yeah, it's because of the recession. So basically what they said is like they're trying to get ahead of it. Like they want to keep the company financially okay. So they were like, we're doing this to be proactive. I will say what was nice. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, but it was in the media, so whatever. They let everyone keep their work computers and they hired a recruiting consultant people to help them find new jobs. So I was like, that was good. At least I know if something happens, like, that's how they would do things. I'm a server and I quit one of my jobs last weekend, and then the following Tuesday was let go from my other job. That's tough. Wow, that was really nice of them to do. Yeah, I agree. Like, it sucks that those people got laid off. But, like, I don't know. I feel like they handled it. There's no good way to handle it, but they handled it pretty good comparatively. I'm in Kentucky, but my mom is an agent and she can't keep houses on the market right now. Yeah, that's true. It's still crazy, but it's starting to slow down. And then, like, because they raise those rents, or raise the rates, it's going to slow down a lot a couple months from now. So that's what I mean when they were like, we're trying to be proactive. Wait, what's a recession? It's when the economy is bad. That's really all it means. I'm sure there's like a technical definition, but what's that, miss? Hope I'm not late. You are, but it's fine. We're on slide 4. But yeah, so I was in a rush making these because today was just kind of crazy. Just because, not like I have to do extra work. Like, it wasn't that. We just had a lot of meetings to talk about it. And, like, I felt like if anyone that I work with is watching this, someone call Mr. Redacted for an econ lesson. Yeah, literally. I ran that idea by him and he was like, I was like, okay, never mind. But anyway, if anyone from my work is watching this, like, I'm glad you're doing it and whatever. But I've had like 5 meetings today with like corporate leadership being like, how are you feeling? And I'm like, I have 14 unread emails I need to answer, dude. Like, I feel fine. I didn't get laid off. I don't know how many times I can say that. And I feel bad because they're being so nice and offered us therapy. And I was like, no, if I could just leave and answer these, that'd be great. Like, I don't know. My instinct is to work. Like, if I'm stressed and feeling like, I'm like, I just want to work, and I, like, get that out of my brain. So I hated having to talk about it so much. Because I was like, I just want to do work. I just want to do work. And then we were talking about, like, oh, there's a recession coming. How are we going to do, like, be better and whatever and still give good service? And I was like, just let me do work. I just want to do work. I don't want to think about a recession. I just want to do work. I want to fucking edit these email signatures for these people. Not the capitalist conditioning. I just want to work. Because to me, like, that's what makes me feel better is getting stuff done. Because I'm like, for me to keep my job, the company has to be successful. For the company to be successful, the agents have to be selling houses. So me doing my job, like, I need to do work to help them be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what makes me feel better because I feel like I'm doing something. But when I'm just talking about it, I'm like, nothing's happening. Like, we're just talking. I think that's the teacher in me is like, I just always feel a need to, like, go. But that's also why I get good reviews from the agents because I be answering. Big Capricorn energy. Yeah, literally. Like, I'm like, let's just do it. Like, let's just fix it right now. Oh, what are my big 3? Let's look right now. Oh, look at my friend on a boat. Good for her. I'm going to tell you, I know CoStar isn't perfect, but that's just, like, the most convenient place for me to find my chart. That was a good burp. Okay. So, I think, I like how someone knows and I don't even know. I can't remember it. I don't know why. I've told people multiple times I can't remember it. So, my sun is in Capricorn. My moon is in Aquarius. And what's the other one? And my Libra is in, and my rising is Libra. Yeah, Methadone Daddy was right about, why do they know and I don't? I have a lot of Aquarius in my chart. So, like, I don't know if you can see, but there's, like, just a lot of Aquarius in my chart. So, in Aquarius, I have Venus, Uranus, Mars, Jupiter, and my moon are all in Aquarius. So, I have a very Aquarius-heavy chart. My mom's friend told me that when I was a kid. She was like, I bet you have a lot of Aquarius in your chart. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then she did it and she was like, you do have a lot of Aquarius in your chart. I went, unrelated, but where did you get your cool Dare shirt? I got it at Marshall's in the teenage boy section. Almost all of my funny shirts are from the teenage boys section at Marshall's. Actually, fun fact, I'm just gonna eat off camera. Fun fact, like a year ago, when I was in an extremely emotionally abusive relationship, I'm very depressed and teaching in a pandemic, my only form of joy was going to Marshall's and buying funny shirts. That's why I have so many of them, because I would get off of work and be like, I can't. Like, I'm miserable at home. I'm miserable at work. And I would go to Marshall's and smell candles and buy tie-dye shirts. And that's what I did for months. And it worked. And now look at me. Thriving. My boobs are uneven, though. Look at that. That's not good. I feel the Libra rising. Thank you. I saw a TikTok today where some finance lady was like, a recession is an opportunity. We were talking about that at work, but they were like low-key kind of right. But it was like about first-time home buyers. Like it was a different thing. Oh God. Okay, so let's learn Y2k. We've already been here. Emotional support funny shirts. No, literally, like the staff at Michael's knows me. Or not Michael's, Marshall's. The staff at Marshall's, like, they know me on a deeper level than like some of my own family members. She was saying a recession is an opportunity to become a billionaire. I feel like that's true if you already had a lot of money and then you like did some evil shit. You know? Like if you bought a bunch of people's houses and then like started renting, you know, like I don't want to give anyone ideas if there's a rich person watching this, which probably not. But here, this is too bright on me also. But yeah, I feel like unless you already have a ton of money, you can't really make money in a recession. Candles and tie-dye make me so happy. Yeah, it worked. Like, it literally worked. I would sit in my car. Are you still thinking about making the CIA sorority shirt? Because if you make them, please make one in black. I would definitely make one in black. Black is the color I wear all the time. I kind of forgot about that. I made it. Ow. I made it, and then I sent it to my friend, who's a graphic designer, and then she said she would look at it, and then I don't think I ever talked to her about it again. So I need to revisit that, but if I make it, it would definitely be in black. If you aren't hurt by the recession. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Y2K. Let's get into it. Someone tell me if the chat breaks, because I can't really see it the way my screen is laid out right now, but I'm happy with the way it's coming through to you, so I don't want to change it. Hello? Okay, so, I should have had this up while we were just, like, shooting shit. If you remember New Year's Eve, 1999, what was it like? I know there's some, like, millennials and Gen Xers on here, so, like, what was that night like? Like, if you remember it, because I don't remember it at all. I was, like, 2, so I don't know what was going on. Recessions are scary, though. We can keep talking about this, but yeah. I was talking to my boyfriend about it, and he was like, I remember the first recession I lived through, and I was like, yeah, you had a job in the first recession. I was playing on my Wii Fit. Like, I don't have anything to compare this to. Like, I'm scooting over. You answer this question. We had a lock-in for our youth group because I wasn't allowed to go because my mom was afraid. I was unborn. No big panic. Just felt like a normal New Year's Eve. Yeah. Most people didn't panic. I just graduated and bam, recession. Me during 2K. I was 6, don't remember it. I was 2, so nothing. Was probably just pooping myself, yeah. Glad the recession we fit was a universal experience. Y2K is high-key embarrassing. That's why I wanted to do it, because it's a little embarrassing. I also need to turn my light on. Forgot that again. Excuse me. See, I told you I was on the floor. Told you that I was on the floor. There we go. Get into it. You can still hear me, right? Like when I'm up and I do my light and stuff. I'm assuming you can still hear me. You're not just staring at nothing. Okay. Not even existed, but my mom was panicking and crying while my family didn't give a fuck. Tag yourself, I'm your mom, because I know that would be me if I was an adult at this time. I'd be freaking out. I'm always freaking out. I'm always freaking out about literally everything, but what else is new in paradise? The one thing I don't like about this shirt is it, like, rides up. And the little thingies are, like, folded in this corner, and it's bothering me right now. Okay. Cool. Let's get into it. It doesn't seem like a ton of us were alive, which is good because this will be new information to you. So it's actually called, I literally just watched her podcast this morning and learned so much. Who? Where's this shirt from? It's cute. So this shirt is from Amazon, and I made an Amazon storefront because of inflation. I need to make more money, and I got kicked out of the creator fund, so I did sell out and make an Amazon storefront. Sorry. Hate to be contributing to like mass consumerism, but here we are. And this is in my Amazon storefront. I love this shirt. Look at the back. You can see it's like racer back. Very comfortable. Get your coin, sis. It's okay. Yeah, I figured like, and it's doing well. Like I've already like, let me actually look. So on my Amazon storefront there, you're not buying it from me, but like I get that commish, you know? Why did you get kicked out of the creator fund? So the reason I got kicked out of the creator fund on TikTok is because I was making those videos, which I need to think of more ideas. If you guys have ideas, let me know. I was making those videos of being like the principal and like popping off on parents or whatever. And a bunch of fucking Karens were reporting me. And they mass reported me. Can you drop the link, please? It's in my link tree. If someone can drop my link tree. It's there. I don't have a way to like open it without opening like a ton of other shit. But anyway, the reason I got kicked off of the creator fund is because these Karens were reporting me and being like this principal and blah, blah, blah to TikTok. And I got so many mass reports for violating community guidelines for hate speech. I bet it was your old principal on burner accounts. I don't think he's that smart. And he has bigger fish to fry right now. Like, a lot of other shit went down. Like, a lot of really crazy shit that, like, makes me look like small potatoes. So I don't think it was him. But, yeah. So that's why I got kicked out of the creator fund. Oh, thank you. Gamay Goblin. Thank you. That's my Amazon storefront. But, yeah, that's where I got this shirt. And I love it. I'm actually going to buy it in more colors. And I have a different one on there that's, like, similar to this. But it's not a racer back. It's just the straps. And I have that one in 2 colors that I really like it. Old person was in high school during Y2k. Mouthy Matrix, you're not an old person. What was it like? Like, what were you doing on that New Year's Eve? Will we get tea about what went down in education horror stories? We're going to do that on Monday. Don't worry. Oh, I see what you're saying. Will we get tea about what went down? Ooh. Maybe. I'll think about it. Maybe. I want to, but I don't know. It might negatively impact some of the people affected that I really care about and like. So, you know, I don't really want to, I'll think about it. I'll talk to some people, get their thoughts on it. And it's definitely a possibility. I would say it's 50-50 right now. But yeah, get into it. Yeah. Okay. I remember adults saying all the computers would stop working and the banking system would crash. Correct. The adults did say that. So Y2K, correctly named the Y2K bug, also called the year 2000 bug or the millennium bug, was a problem with coding of computerized systems that was going to wreak havoc on computer networks at the beginning of the year 2000. After more than a year of alarm, it wasn't that bad, and you can see, like, we're alive today, so clearly it didn't cause the apocalypse. But basically, everyone thought the computers were going to be not okay. And that's because until the 1990s, many computer programs only showed dates, like the year was 2 digits. Like they displayed a date like this, like 06/15/99 instead of 1999. So they basically were worried that when the clock struck midnight on January 1st, 2000, the computers would think that it's 1900 and it would just like fuck shit up. Or the computers would just crash because they didn't know what year it was and all these zeros and ones were like throwing it off. So this really affected banks, especially because they calculate interest rates. So interest rates like would be minus 100 years instead of like tomorrow, if that makes sense. So this is at the very least, show off my story from last stream to read. Yeah, exactly. I have that one in there. That one's good, reliable in there. But yeah, so basically this is what everyone was worried was going to happen, is that the date displaying as 00 was just going to cause the computers to freak the fuck out. And everyone thought they were going to die. Not everyone. Most people knew it was going to be fine. But a lot of people became like doomsday preppers because of this. I'm turning red from the alcohol. I can feel it. So, centers of technology such as power plants were threatened because of this. Power plants depend on computers that run like the routine safety checks and check the pressures and all that bullshit. Perfect. Give me negative interest rates. Maybe we need to have this again. Not having the correct date would like throw these off and could just like fuck shit up essentially. And transportation, especially like air traffic control, because think about like if the air traffic control thinks it's the year 1900, like it's not going to show anything, you know, because there was nothing then. My aunt had a stroke on New Year's Eve because she was so scared of it. She worked in tech. I hope I never care about my job that much. The chat broke. Thank you, Lemur Banana. Thank you for being a friend. You know that song? You guys know what I'm talking about? No? Okay. There we go. Woohoo. Just talked to my mom and she said she was not terribly spooked, but she was spooked. I think that's how most people felt, the Golden Girls. That's how most people felt. Like they were like, this is not good, but I don't think we're going to die. So yeah, it could affect like power, transportation, all those things. I just found this on the internet and I thought it was kind of funny. Because like in the year 2000, everyone was like, we're going to die. And then in 2000, it was like totally fine. Shit, was your aunt okay? I mean, she had a stroke. I don't think she's okay. Bruh, I obviously know the Golden Girls theme song. Okay, so this is from An Oral History of Y2k. This was written by this guy, Robert Crouch. I found it on a website. I don't really know. It was like his website of his writing. So if you like this, go check him out, I guess. Love listening and watching while I crochet bucket hats. Glad you're here crocheting bucket hats. Okay, so this guy, Peter De Jager, he's a Canadian computer programmer. This is a question on the game. The game at the end will ask you, who the fuck is this guy? And he is a Canadian computer programmer. And he said, I realized what could happen in 1978. I was a computer operator for IBM. We managed a system called COLT, which stood for Canadian Online Tellers. One day I noticed we were typing in 2 digits for the year. When we got to 2000, what numbers would I be typing in? Double zeros? And then wouldn't the computer think it was 1900? It meant any calculation based on time, which is all financial calculations, would be incorrect. So I went to my boss and said, we have a problem. The computers out there aren't going to work properly when we hit the year 2000. He looked at me and said, you're worried about a problem that isn't going to happen for 22 years? Relax. Somebody will fix it by then. So I got up and left his office. This is hilarious to me. That's hilarious that this guy noticed it and his boss was like, do I look like I give a fuck? He was like, get the fuck out. I do not fucking care. So this is what my dog Peter said. And then this guy Martin Thomas, who's a professor of IT and led some Y2k teams for Deloitte. One time my mom almost took a job with them when I was a kid, and I really wanted her to because then she'd make more money and I thought I could go to a school that I would hate less. But looking back, she made the right move by not taking it. This is what happens when you overthink, Robert. Imagine being the dude who discovered Y2k decades in advance and nothing happened. No, but like I relate to Peter a lot because at work I'll be like, hey you guys, and everyone's like, it'll be fine, and then later it's not fine and I'm like, sorry, it's giving I'll be dead, I don't care, in response to the climate crisis. I was thinking about that, like not to be depressing, but I was thinking about that the other day, how like I won't be dead. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing I can really do. So as I say as I eat out of plastic, but like I won't be dead. That's gonna be crazy. Like I'm gonna just be in this bitch during a climate disaster. Have y'all seen those TikToks where it's like you're an idiot kid and it's like it's like takes place in the future, and the kid is like, it's a science guy that does it, and the kid is like, you remember when birds were alive and like shit like that. And that's gonna be me. I'm gonna be like with my like grandkids or whatever. If I have like, I don't fucking know, I'll be around some kids and they're gonna be like, oh my god, you remember when like we had lakes and they didn't dry, like, you know. I just think it's gonna be really like not a vibe, and I'm gonna have to be like, yeah, I remember when you could go outside in the rain. A girl our age that my mom works with said that'll be a problem for my grandkids. Like, bitch, what? Like, I'm envisioning me talking to my grandkids and being like, when I was a kid, you could go outside in the rain and it didn't burn your skin. And people didn't have microplastics in them. So we didn't have all these issues that we have today. You know, like, that's going to be the conversation. I think about this a lot. Kind of like how I don't worry much about saving for retirement because I assume the economy will melt down before then. So this is actually my plan. I'm trying to be a girl boss babe, and I'm trying to protect my financial future because my number one priority in this life, I'm just talking. This is just a me talking stream. My number one priority in this life is to not work. I hate working. I don't want to work. I don't want to have a job. So I'm trying to get to a point where I'm not working as quickly as possible. So this is my logic, and this is why I decided to not get my own place, is that the economy is like shrimp. So I think what I'm going to try and do is like save. When I was a kid, we played in a creek. Yeah, literally. I'm going to try and like save money and invest, not necessarily into a retirement account, because like, but just like be investing internationally as well, if I can figure that out, so that when the economy starts to get better, my investments will pay off. So I'm trying to like lay low and just save a lot and invest a lot right now. You know what I mean? Like, not right now, like during the current Great Depression. What are you investing in? I have no idea. That is a question for my boyfriend. Weaponized incompetence. No, I usually ask, like, that's like his job is to like help people with that. So I just ask him. But before I was dating him, my parents have a financial person that I would ask, or I would just ask my dad. I don't know. I don't know anything. We're catching up on group FaceTime as always. If you put money in investments now when the market, if you have the money put in investments now when the market is low. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm trying to buy stuff over the next like year or two when I think it's like session vibes. Look into a Roth IRA account. Already have one, Zaddy. So I do have retirement. I have like 11 grand or something like that. No, I don't. Like 7, I think. S&P 500 is good to start with. This is kind of boring now. I'm going to be honest. I'm not into this conversation anymore. I don't like money. Like, I like money. I don't like to deal with it. Like, I just, that's meh. Like, I don't want to save. I don't want to do math. Like, I'm not into it. But Martin Thompson, Weller Mixon, subscribed with Prime. Thank you. Back to Robert. Yeah, we're getting back to Robert now. So Martin Thompson was a professor of IT, worked with Deloitte. We said a British grocery store, Marks and Spencer, received a delivery for tinned meat in the late 80s that had a use-by date of 0100. The goods inward software checked that it was in date, recognized 00 was 1900, and rejected it as already 80 years old. They reordered, but the replacement had the same problem. Oh, it got cut off. It had another sentence that got cut off that said, like, this is when I started to get worried. The chat ventured too far into finance, like a crypto bro vibe. Yeah, literally. So it cut off a sentence, but he said this is when he started to worry, is when this situation happened with the grocery store, and he was like, that's not good. So we get to 1989, and still nobody is working on this problem. This is Peter again. So Peter de Jagger, I don't know how to say that. Peter, same dude. We're talking to him again. We're going to be talking to him for a while. We get to 1989. Nobody's working on this problem. I'm at a company that uses an IBM product called PROS. On January 1990, the system goes haywire because they're using 1-digit year in their system. So when it went from 89 to 90, it went back to 0 again and messed everything up. I was going to say we just turned into finance bros for a sec. Yeah, I really didn't like that. Can we not do that again? A candid queen. We love to see it. Sorry, I disassociated when we started talking about money. Yeah, me too. I was like, this isn't what we're here to do. This is how I would feel when I was teaching in my class, would get distracted and they would like all be talking about video games and shit. And I was like, this is boring. How are these the only 2 guys that realized something would happen? I think that other people did. These are probably just the only 2 that had like enough clout to do anything about it because they were like already working in this industry before. Can this fucking hair get behind my ear? Okay, so out of curiosity, I went to my personal computer and set the date to December 31st, 1999, just a few minutes before midnight. I powered off the computer and waited 10 minutes. Then I fired up the computer and looked at the time. It said it was 1984. That's when I began to get nervous. Oh, that's the sentence I was thinking of. So yeah, in 1989, he did like a test run and it put his computer back to 1984. And he was like, that's not good. I'm not really into that. And then in 1993, he wrote an article about the Y2k problem for Computer World magazine, which was the largest IT magazine, and it gave the title Doomsday 2000, which got everyone's attention. And this is an excerpt. It says, "Our information systems are based on a faulty standard that will cost the worldwide computer community billions of dollars. We and our computers are supposed to make life easier. What we have delivered is catastrophe." And so Peter is saying that, like, from this point on, basically his whole life was Y2K. Like, he lived it, he breathed it. I was going to say he loved it. He didn't. But it was his full-time job, was just talking about Y2K and what needed to be done from 1993. So definitely, like, other people were on it. It seems like he was kind of the OG guy. The government did do a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about that in the next slides, though. We're going to keep talking about... His name's Peter, right? Why do I keep forgetting this? It's Peter. This is him. That's what he looks like. This is after 2000. This picture was taken in the year 2000. So you can tell he's, like, on a pretty good vibe. So there was an actual base for people thinking it was going to happen. Yeah, it was not a conspiracy theory. Like, it was like, no, that's, like, a problem. Like, it wasn't... People thought it was going to cause the apocalypse, and it didn't, and it wouldn't have, I don't think, but it was definitely going to cause problems, like with banking and computers and all that stuff. Rumor has it that's the first time he smiled since 1993. Is he still alive? It was like Don't Look Up but Tech Bros. Yeah, pretty much. Let's look up my dog. What's he up to? I would imagine he looks like pretty well in that photo. It says he's a Canadian author. Yeah, he's alive. He's 67. Oh, he was born in South Africa. Interesting. That article I read just said Canadian. I guess it says South African born Canadian. Ooh, but white and South African born at that time? We're not going to go there on this stream. Maybe another day. I feel bad for him, the amount of stress. And it was literally awful to just be sitting on this information. So these are all quotes that I pulled from him. He said, "In the beginning, I was laughed at. I was called a farce and a jokester, but when they realized I was right and the danger was real, I became the fearmonger." See, you can tell I was in a rush, because what the fuck is that? "Most people did not seem to understand the depth of programming we depend on. It's not unusual for a bank to have an excess of 50,000 programs. So you say, we have a 2-digit problem. Why don't you expand it to 4-digit? Okay, go ahead. Where are they? Where are the dates? In which database? In which ways are you going to fix it first? If you change a program to use 4-digit, you have to change all the inputs to 4-digit year. So now all the input programs are the outputs to another program. To fix this one, you have to fix that." Like, you can just see it's like a shit show and very, very difficult to fix it. Giving Elon vibes, and that's not okay. The chat broke. Thank you. Speaking of South Africa, did you see Ron DeSatan said he supports African-American supporters like Elon Musk? Ron DeSantis. I have no comment on Ron DeSantis other than fuck Ron DeSantis, because what? He knew what he said. He did that shit on purpose. He did that shit for the clicks. Published March 23rd, 2020. COVID hit and Robert decided to write about Y2K. Yeah. Yeah, I guess this is my logic in that. I was thinking about that too. It was a very long article that had interviews with a lot of people. So I think it was a project he'd been working on for a while and was like, I'm just still going to release this project, you know? It was like when you delete something in Excel and see a bunch of different cells reference. Yeah, that's the perfect way to describe it, is like everything's dependent on everything else. People saw me as the guy trying to fix the Y2K issue. I didn't fix the code. I didn't fix a single line of code, not one. This is me at my job. This is literally a description of me at my job. My self-assigned job was to get people to think, I wonder if that jerk is right. All I wanted to do was to go out and test your system. By all means, if you find out that I'm full of it, come back, write an article, rip me to shreds. So yeah, basically he was just like, hey, everyone check your shit. Like, I'm not going to fix it. And the way to fix it is like not fun, but it's something you have to do. So check your shit or else you're going to get caught up. I already said that part. The Toronto Star called me up in 1999 and said, "Do you mind if we come out and photograph you in front of your Y2k survival gear and supplies?" And my response was, "You're welcome to come out, but you're going to be a little bit disappointed because there's no survival gear. There's no hordes of food because I don't believe anything needs to be done. I'll show you my cupboards. My cupboards are full. I live in Canada. We have snowstorms and blizzards and ice storms. Any Canadian with half a brain should always have at least 2 weeks worth of food in their house, so you can come out and photograph that if you want." And they said, "Nah, we won't bother." So you can see he seems like a pretty rational, reasonable guy that was just like, "Hey, this is fucking bad." I love that he wasn't scared shitless. I thought, yeah, like he was like, "This is bad, but it's like not the end of the world." You know, like it seems like he had I admire him for like how reasonable and like valid his reaction was, because I would have one of two reactions. I would either realize it and be like, "I'm gonna pretend I didn't realize that because I don't want to deal with it, so I'm just gonna pretend I don't know anything," or I would freak the fuck out and literally like make a bunker. So I respect him for how reasonably he responded to this. He was like, "I'm gonna tell everyone, it's gonna be a big deal, I'm gonna make sure everyone's shit is set up right," but like he didn't go dummy hard. You know what I mean? Which is, I respect. I could learn a lesson from him on processing emotions. I can't talk right now. I'm doing hot girl shit. Literally, that was him all of the 1990s. He was like, "Oh, this is fucking annoying." And it's impossible to get a hard figure on this, but we ended up spending somewhere between $300 and $400 billion to fix the problem. Some individual banks were spending $100 million. So that's fucking expensive. Because think about, like, if you have ever worked somewhere that has had to, like, buy software, or if you work selling software, it's expensive as a motherfucker. Software consultants are expensive, the implementation's expensive, the training is expensive, like, all that shit. Especially back then, computers were, like, not as accessible as they are today. So, like, that's a fucking lot. If they didn't put time and money in preparing, could it have happened? I don't think it was ever going to be an apocalypse, but it would have been worse, in my opinion. I love how people freaked out again 12 years later. I'm expecting a doomsday any minute. Yeah. We're in our doomsday era, to be honest. Sorry, let me not chew into the microphone. Honestly, I'll take one at this point. So, public panic. As you can imagine, the general public did not have as reasonable of a reaction as our friend Peter. In the years leading up, the public gradually became aware of the scare. Like we said, cost $1 gazillion to rectify. The lack of clarity regarding some dangers led some to stock up on food, water, and arms, and purchase backup generators, and withdraw large sums of money in anticipation of a computer-induced apocalypse. Here is an ad from Best Buy. Remember to turn your computer off before midnight. I tried to figure out what turning it off would do, and it seems like that's just all they had. Like, they didn't have any other advice to give, so they just said that. I guess this is what everyone thought was going to happen. Like, I guess everyone thought their computers were going to think it was 1900, and, like, the transportation would fall apart, and the banking system would fall apart. I forgot about 2012. Me too. I remember that. So, this is from an article. You can tell I was in a rush. It was published in 1999, February 10th, 1999, to be more specific. And this is about people prepping for the Y2K. So, on a quiet cul-de-sac in upscale Newport Beach, this is like outside of LA, this is LA Times. Correct, that's what everyone was saying. It'll be like 1900 again. Inside a home, one dapper blonde man breezes past several computers, a digital television set, and a DVD player before stopping in front of a locked closet door. "Please don't use my name," begs the man. A corporate attorney in Orange County. At an Orange County law firm, he fiddles with his luck. "My coworkers don't know. Most of my family doesn't know. Even my wife thinks this is nuts. If I'm wrong, I don't want people to think I'm some freak." 2012 movie didn't help with the crisis. Holla, Newport Beach is where I am. I love Newport Beach. I've been there. Speaking of computer apocalypse, did you see the Google AI is sentient now? I saw the thing where someone said, like, oh, the Google AI is alive, like it has feelings and stuff. Unplug it. I'm not getting the crisis. Unplug that shit right now. Like, if I was the CEO of Google, I would have go unplug it myself. I'd be like, turn the power off, get rid of the generators. I don't fucking care. It's unplugged. It's canceled. Like, that just seems like the most logical solution to me. I don't know. That's what I would do if I was in charge. I should apply. I'll apply. This is the oh my God. You guys, I should apply to the Google intern program and I would get in. Like, let's be honest. I would probably get in. I also have, like, I know some people there. Like, I have some clout. No, the AI doesn't have feelings is the thing. Oh, right. Like, it's human and it's alive now, but it doesn't have, like, empathy and shit. But yeah, I'm going to apply to the Google intern program or whatever the fuck it's called that they made that movie about. I'm going to apply there. My mom has been trying to get me to apply for years, so she'll pay for me to go and all that shit. I think that you get paid. I think it's a paid internship. But anyway, I'm going to apply. They asked it about humans dying and it said meh. I'm going to apply and then I'll unplug it. And problem solved. I'll probably go to prison. It's fine. Actually, no. I can just pretend I was dumb. A lot of, especially people that look like me, have gotten away with a lot of bullshit from just pretending they didn't know what was going on. So I will just nepotism my way into the Google intern program, and then I can just unplug the thing and throw like an iced latte on it or something and be like, oh my God, I thought it was my computer. I am so lost. This building is literally so big. I'm so sorry. Am I fired? And then I'll just like quietly exit and hopefully I don't go to prison. And yeah, then I think we're all good on the AI taking over front. Okay, so let's go back to this dude, this 35-year-old lawyer's stash. He had 12 months worth of packaged meals, canisters of propane and containers of water, a new shotgun, and several boxes of shells leaned against a wall. So he's saying that his wife thinks he's crazy, but I feel like I would find this attractive. I'd be like, yeah, daddy, fucking get us ready for the apocalypse. I hope you're wrong. Miss Redacted in her Nepo era. But yeah, like, if my husband was doomsday prepping, I'd be like, as long as it's not affecting our budget and I can still buy whatever I want to do and you don't become weird about it, like, yeah, make your little bunker. Do it. Protect the home. Like, I don't know, I'd be into it. I'm pretty easygoing, though. So as the clock ticks down to the millennium, so too nears the deadline for a year 2000 computer bug, a computer programming flaw that has many people predicting chaos on January 1st. I thought it was my computer. I think that would work. I really do. I think it would work. I've gotten away with a lot using that strategy. So otherwise rational people were taking, what many would consider to be extreme measures to ensure that life as they know it would remain the same after January 1st. This also represents a stunning rejection by grassroots America of the technology establishment and the federal government. So you also have to think about, this is when like the internet was really becoming a thing and computers were becoming a thing. So it was also like the .com boom of like the economy booming and everyone investing into these like technology companies. Or these computer companies or whatever. Love the doomsday conspiracy theorists. Loving a doomsday conspiracy theorist is the most Florida woman thing you've ever said. I'm not saying it's good. I just think like the instinct to protect is hot. Like I get it. And I'm like, at least you're doing something. Like I'd prefer a man that was doomsday prepping to one that thought something was going to happen and was like, oh, I don't know what we're gonna do. Like, get a stockpile, bitch. Order it on Instacart or something. I don't fucking know. Like, but I don't want someone who's like not based in reality. You know, like someone that's living in a world that's not ours. You know what I'm saying? With all the respect, I hope you get the help you need. Okay, so just how serious was the electronic problem? Again, this is from 1999. Just how serious the electronic problem will be remains uncertain. Some fear the nation's power, communications, water, and financial systems, all strung together by computers, could malfunction, creating worldwide chaos. Others predict only minor inconveniences. So this is like what the public knows with like 10 months to the deadline. So you can see why people are freaking out, because our government and like the media were just kind of like, we think it'll be okay. time will tell, you know? So, like, I can get where that is scary and that is overwhelming. I would be scared and overwhelmed. Either way, hundreds of thousands of average Americans across the country are taking no chances. In Pasadena, housewife stores hundreds of gallons of water. An insurance executive in Kansas City stockpiles enough food for his family for 5 years. A doctor in San Diego preserves months of dried food at a cannery run by the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints. So one thing that I didn't really get into here, just because I was in a rush making these slides, but I want to look into, is like a lot of religious groups were like really doomsday prepping for this. Like a lot of cults and a lot of like really intense religions were like very much into this. Even small measures, which are magnified, the Mormons, OMG, yeah, like the Mormons, they were ready. Even small measures, when magnified by millions, can have an explosive effect on the economy. Families deciding to withdraw extra dollars I can't read. Mormons like doomsday prep for 2 years. Ooh. Magnified by millions can have an explosive effect on the economy. Families deciding to withdraw a few extra dollars by year's end means the Treasury must print an extra $75 billion. So it wasn't just the computers that people were worried about. It was like, how is this going to affect the other parts of our economy? Like, everyone is going to try and pull their money out. Remember we learned about like the bank runs, and that's how in the Depression, why all the banks closed, everyone took their money out. Like, people were worried about that and like people panicking. Fears of air disasters could prevent people from booking flights over the New Year's holiday, leaving hundreds of planes empty or grounded. That was the other thing, is people were really worried about air traffic controllers and flying, because that is so computer based. And like, if the computer thinks it's the year 1900, it's going to be like, yeah, there's no planes. Go for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That'd be really bad. And then you'd hit another plane. The Y2k problem is creating a sense of panic, just as we saw with the gas crisis, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and the Cold War. When the President of the United States talks about it in his national address, even normal human beings are going to get anxious, he said. The concern with Y2k, however, is how far will people go with their anxiety and concern. No one can predict precisely what will happen when the clock strikes midnight. Few doubt the existence of the bug. So that's the thing, is it was like real and people were worried about it, but some people were like, we're all gonna die, and some people were like, banks might be like weird for a couple days. Like, it was a very widespread in terms of what people thought was gonna happen. The problem stems, like we said, the 2000 wing issue. So the government agencies and corporations started spending hundreds of billions of dollars to repair these systems. So here are some pictures of people prepping. This is the best part of the lesson, actually. And I think we might want to use one of these for the class photo. So let me know what you're thinking. This is a family with their dog and gun, I guess. They have Band-Aids. I feel like these people like have an inventory, you know what I mean? Like they seem very prepared. The day the earth will stand still, all the banks will fail, food supplies will be depleted, electricity cut off, stock market will crash, vehicles using computer chips will stop dead, and telephones will cease to function. A domino effect will cause a worldwide depression. So, like, I don't blame anyone for being scared. Like, you really can't blame anyone for being scared with a headline like that. Truly. These ladies seem like a vibe. Really confused about this woman's clothing. Oh, she has a sling on. That's what it is. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? She has a sling on. Oh, did she injure herself doomsday prepping? But you can see they got sleeping bags. They got this barrel with their fucking Y2k survival guide. They got this radio and flashlights and food. Damn, sucks. These people probably had to go to work on New Year's Day when normally they get off. Oh, we're going to talk about working. The day the world crashes, can we fix the 2000 computer bug before it's too late? The sleeping bag, they had mattresses in the 1900s, like, bye. Did anyone consider that time is actually fake? Imagine if, like, in 1999, the president did their national address and was like, it's fine, time isn't real. We'll figure it out. The cat in the picture. Wait, where's the cat? Where's the cat? What cat? Oh, you're on the Nearpod. There's one later with a cat. We just haven't showed it yet. Here's a Time magazine cover. Panic, don't panic, the end of the world, Y2k insanity, apocalypse now, like a guide to millennium madness. Like, it literally, you see why people are freaking out. The media really capitalized on this. This is the cat they were talking about. It's on a leash. I'm really dead. I can't get existential about time right now, y'all, please. I love when we get existential because the chat is always so divided. That's the only thing y'all don't agree on. Because some people love when we get existential, and then some people get really, really upset by it and are like, I need to leave. We can't do this. But look at this lady with her cat. She only has one roll of paper towels. I'm wondering how she thinks that's going to work. Curious as to what the long-term plan is there. Here's this family. They seem really normal and cool to hang out with and not weird at all. But yeah, there's some pictures. So you can see it was a thing. People definitely prepped. So were most people freaking out? A poll said that most Americans believed it would cause minor problems at most. Most Americans think computer glitches expected with the arrival of the year 2000 will cause minor problems, but almost half of those queried in a new poll believe that air traffic control systems will fail, putting flyers at risk. So that was one of the biggest concerns, was like the air traffic control situation yet. She wasn't on the 2020 toilet paper hoarding wave yet. A third of Americans said they expected major problems, so it's a fair number. That number is down from 48% in June who expected major problems. Just over half the people responding in the poll. I lost my place. Released Thursday said they are at least somewhat concerned about the effects that could be related and change to the calendar. So you can see it wasn't everybody. We already kind of talked about this. 2/3 said they will get special confirmation of bank account balances, retirement funds, or financial records. I think that is an extremely reasonable response. Like if you're like, hey, my bank might have all these computer issues, let me get a printed out balance sheet a couple days before just so like I don't get fucked over. Like that seems pretty reasonable. Only a fourth, this is in the game. A fourth is the answer, and it's in the game. A fourth said they will stockpile food and water, and a sixth said they would withdraw all their money from the bank, and 31% said they plan to withdraw and set aside a large amount of cash. So it was definitely like people were worried. It was not a small group of people that were worried. It was not everyone who thought it would be the end of the world, but it was not nothing by any shape of the imagination. So if you were alive / old enough to remember this happened, or if you were alive, or if you, I don't know how to fucking grammatically say this. Either you lived through it and you remember it. If that's you, how did you feel? If you were not alive, how do you think you would feel? Because I don't remember it. So I think I would be like here. I think I would be answer choice D. Personally. But like my mom, I know she was answer choice B, and she did live through it. Do you get what I'm trying to ask you to do? Here's the Nearpod. I'm the 1/4. I have a baby food stash. Here's the Nearpod if you want to vote in this. So like, are you more of like a prepped everything, I'm ready, you're not going to get me? Or like, are you like, oh, I checked my bank account, but it's like not that deep? Or are you like, I don't give a fuck, everything's going to be fine? Let me know in the Nearpod. Very mixed results so far. Checked my account. I'm going to make this bigger for myself. Oh, it doesn't work. Perfect. I love that for me. Most popular is answer choice D. I knew an apocalypse was possible so I got a few things, but I didn't think it was likely. Yeah, I think that's where I would fall as well. And we got second and third place is I was worried, but I didn't think there was going to be an apocalypse. Def checked my accounts, but wasn't that worried. And then we have did not care at all, didn't think about it. Valid. Okay, good to know. I'm comparing my reaction to how I reacted with COVID, which is obviously different, but still the panic aspect. I think that's a fair reaction. It's like, how do you react to a thing that's out of your control that's going to cause widespread dramatic changes in your country? Like it's the same category of like, even though they're two like really different things. But so how did the U.S. government respond? So in 1998, so like a full 20 years after we figured out this was a problem, the U.S. Responded by passing the year 2000 2000 Information and Readiness Disclosure Act. That is also on the game. There's a question asking you what the U.S. government did. It worked with the private sector. The private sector, this just means private businesses. Like Walmart is the private sector. Like Procter and Gamble, Ernst and Young, like any big company or small private sector is just like not the government. Like it's companies and like privately owned things is all private sector means. So basically the government is working with the private sector to get everything ready. They had a 3-part approach to the problem: outreach and advocacy, monitoring and assessment, and contingency plan and regulation. They also created this website, Y2k.gov. It doesn't work anymore. I wanted to look at it and it doesn't work. It is in the National Archives, but I finished these slides 15 minutes before we started, so I didn't really have time to do that. Maybe next time. Yeah, many of these government websites are inaccessible, like I said. Each federal agency had its own Y2k Task Force. This is also in the game, which worked with the private sector. The FCC had the FCC Year 2000 Task Force. The FCC is the federal... They deal with money. I don't know. Something. They deal with money is the FCC's jobs. Most industries had contingency plan that relied upon internet for backup communications. However, as no federal agency had clear authority with regard to the internet at this time, no agency was assessing the readiness of the internet itself. So our government is like kind of flopping. Therefore, on July 30th, 1999, literally less than 6 months before, the White House held a round table to talk about the internet. So we knew about it in 1970s, and our government waited until 6 months before. Perfect. I was thinking this for the meme. What are we thinking about this for the meme? What are our thoughts? How are we feeling? Oh my God, Mike. When is our government not flopping? Our government always flops. Our government is just in her flop era. I took our class picture. I'm going to take another one. Everyone smile. Smile for the photo. I'm scooting back. Wow, the government flopping. Very surprising. Oh, I'm too low. I'm too high, I mean. Okay, I took some. There's another meme later, so we might use that one. Who knows? Do you guys like the meme? I was proud of this one, that I remembered this. I had to pull it from the depths of my brain. Okay, so let's talk about international cooperation. So the Y2kCC, the International Y2k Cooperation Center, was basically all the countries coming together and was like, what the fuck are we going to do? I'm not going to read through all these things with you because whatever, but you can see it's like fucking national readiness, regional cooperation, facility and assistance. Like, it's like literally exactly what you'd expect. It's like boring government meeting bullshit. It closed down in March of 2000. I want to know what it was like to work there from January to March. What were y'all doing for 3 months? I'm assuming just like shutting shit down, but how long does that take? Like, I feel like they were probably just sitting around. Like, when they came back to work on January 3rd, they were probably like, I wonder how long we can stay here and still get paid, like, without anyone saying anything. That would be my first question. I would try and milk that as long as possible. It looks like they got 3 months. So what actually went wrong? Like, when the night happened, what actually ended up breaking? Probably chilling on daddy government's dime. Yeah, literally. They were having daily pizza parties and high-fiving each other to celebrate. The government was like, y'all can just kind of hang out for a couple months. That's fine. Have a nice time. So we're going to go through some of the things that actually went wrong. Not that much went wrong. Basically, there was a lot of prep and a lot of computer people worked really hard. So like the major banks, the major functioning air traffic control, the parts of the government, like, because they knew about it, they figured out a solution in advance. And so nothing that bad happened, even though like they were like, this is the solution, hopefully it works. Like, it did. So nothing that crazy went down, but there were problems. I'm not going to read through all of these completely, but basically, Their 1997 in a grocery store, all of their registers crashed because in 1997 someone was using a credit card that expired in the year 2000 and it made their registers crash. So like that's one thing that happened. So then the other grocery stores like figured that out. Crazy how they could have solved this back in 1978. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it seems like quite the process to solve it, but they probably could have started earlier. An Excel spreadsheet had a problem. This is, like, boring. I don't really understand what it means. The C programming language. But the main one I want to talk about is this one. This Math Blaster Episode 1, In Search of Spot, was given the wrong year, so it showed that it was in 1900. So this is just a specific example, but Math Blaster Episode 1 did not prepare, and that is why their episodes are fucked up for this time period. Apparently forever. I tried to find more information on this, but I couldn't really find anything. But that's kind of embarrassing for the Math Blaster CEO to have fucked that up and just not been prepared. Especially, like, you're a math guy. I was at Target and all the registers went out, like, last year. It's pretty normal. Not normal, but, like, a minor issue, I guess. I would say it's not normal, but it's common, you know? Like, it's not good, but it happens. And it's not that deep, you know? I was really proud of this meme. I need someone to acknowledge this meme because I was very proud of it and very much laughing at it, and no one's talking about it because I find it hilarious that this is from the Wikipedia article. Out of everything they could have talked about, everything that went wrong that day, everything that could have gotten wrong, Math Blaster Episode 1 made the list. The math blasted them. The blasted him. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging the meme. I appreciate it. Okay. So what about countries that didn't prep the way the U.S. did? A nuclear energy facility in Japan had some equipment fail, but backup facilities ensured there was no threat to the public. The U.S. detected missile launches in Russia and attributed that to the bug, but the missile launches were planned ahead of time as a part of a Russian conflict, and there was no computer malfunction. So it kind of makes me giggle that, like, the U.S. was the most prepared, and then when Russia had a missile, we were like, oh, it's probably the computers. And they were like, no, it wasn't the computers. It was just us. It's a little funny. I mean, it's not because people probably died. But, like, it's kind of funny. Like, I'm imagining the U.S. military, them being like, there's no way that's real. It has to be because of Y2k. And then 2 weeks later being like, y'all are vulnerable, we're blasting. They're like, if we do it right now, no one will notice. Countries such as Italy, Russia, and South Korea had not really done anything to prepare for Y2K, and they had no more technological problems than, like, the U.S., who spent millions of dollars. So, on the next slide, I actually couldn't decide, so I have the same meme twice, just with different pictures on there, because I couldn't pick which one was better. The U.S., after spending hundreds of millions of dollars to fix a problem that doesn't exist while ignoring the dozens of problems that do exist. I think, okay, so, like, they're saying that article said, like, oh, these other countries didn't have any problems and they didn't do anything. But if you think about, like, the American banking system and Wall Street and the stock market and stuff, like, it seems like ours would have been a little worse. I don't think it would have been an apocalypse, but I do think if we had done nothing, it would have been worse. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think our efforts were completely useless, but I do think, like, all the international committees and the spending of billions of dollars probably wasn't necessary. Like, I feel like they probably just could have been like, hey, every company have your IT person look into this, and that was probably going to be, like, sufficient. I think we might have overreacted a little bit, but I'm not a computer expert. Here's the exact same meme. I couldn't decide between these two. I looked at them for so long, and I was like, I'm just going to give them both because they deserve it, because both of them are funny. Left for Taco Bell, did the world end? No, not yet. We're getting there. We're going to talk about the night of and what regular Americans were doing. But we basically did talk about how the world didn't end. Like, we got to the actual problems that happened. I can catch you up because you got Taco Bell. I'm a little mad you didn't bring me a Baja Blast. But basically, this is like, you just missed it. So, this is a list of what actually went wrong. You can tell it's like a couple specific programs and stuff like that had issues, specifically Math Blaster episode 1. Miss Redacted said, I'm going to give the chat everything they want. TLDR of what happened, the Math Blaster CEO fucked up, and that's about it. Yeah, so the Math Blaster CEO fucked up. A couple other little things went wrong. Countries that did no prep didn't really have any issues, so we like low-key kind of wasted millions and billions of dollars is where we're at right now. So here's the newspaper headline: World rejoices, Y2k bug is quiet. So like I said, very few things actually went wrong that day. So why did you have to turn your computer off if nothing happened? You remember we saw at the beginning that Best Buy thing that was like, turn your computer off. The only answer I could find was in the year 1999, computer programmers and users feared their computers would stop working at the turn of the century, everyone being warned and told to shut their machines down so the computers did not freak out. Put it in rice. Yeah, literally. Like, I'm thinking they just needed something to tell somebody. Like, Americans needed to have something that was at least a little bit within their control. So they were like, just tell them to turn it off, I guess. And, like, that was the best advice that they had. Just finished a hectic engineering exam. Congratulations. Very happy about to hear not an actual apocalypse. Relax now. Haha, did I pass? Who knows? I think you passed. I bet you did. So what were the vibes on New Year's Eve? It really depended. I was reading, like, let me look at my comments on TikTok, actually. Like, a bunch of people said that they were, like, playing pranks on each other. Someone said that their dad, like, went outside and flipped the breaker just to, like, fuck with them. Which is very dad energy and very funny. So the vibes were pretty, like, not good. I think people were afraid, but nothing ended up happening. So we're gonna watch this little video. I hope I don't get in trouble for copyright. It's pretty short. Basically, capitalism won Y2K. That's also a question in the game, because even though nothing happened, a bunch of people had to work New Year's Eve. Like, a bunch of people in tech and a bunch of people in banking, like, had to be at work. So this is a news report about that.
On this very special upcoming New Year's Eve, thousands of Americans will be spending the night at the last place they might have expected. ABC's Steve Osinsami explains.
Hold on. I want to do our class picture with the 2000 working thing. Sorry.
The night at the last place they might have expected. ABC's Steve Osinsami explains.
There we go. I know it does sound terrible.
When the ball drops in New York's Times Square this New Year's Eve, a record number of Americans will be hard at work.
Like, this sucks ass.
Companies called in extra employees, more than 3 million in all. Even their bosses will be working the holiday.
It's important for the CEO, for the top HR executive, the top customer service executive to be there, to have presence.
This is very much giving COVID return to the office. Oh, the chat's broken?
Have been asked to come in and work on
I'll fix it while you're watching.
Almost everyone is preparing for the worst. Potential Y2K computer crashes top the list. In Jersey City, 400 bankers will be ready to take calls from investors.
They know they got to be working, and they know that's the priority.
And in other cities across the country, tens of thousands of police officers...
Oh no, not the bosses.
On New Year's Eve, the general workload for patrol officers working during that shift will probably be pretty high with the radio calls, with the loud party responses and that sort of thing.
That's
For
regular.
Some workers, the pain is not without gain. Domino's Pizza promised its 120,000 workers twice what they normally make if they come in and help out.
We're expecting to do, I would honestly tell you, over 1 million plus pizzas that night and 1 million plus pizzas that day.
This public relations firm is giving workers $2,000, a bottle of champagne, and a hotel voucher as an incentive.
Can I just say that companies would never do this now? They'd be like, okay, but, like, Domino's is probably normally busy on New Year's Eve. Like, companies, there's a hotel voucher if the world ends. The employee of the Domino's Pizza Cup, the good world going for us. Damn, I'm high. Damn, I'm high. pizza looked so fucking good. It didn't even look good. You are high. But, like, I think we need to focus on how these PR employees got $2,000 to come in. I'd be there. I'd be like, reporting for duty. Hello, I'm ready to work. Does anyone have some public that needs to have a relation with me? Like, PR, $2,000 for one day of work. Even with inflation, that's worth it. Back then, how much would that be today? I'm going to look that up in an inflation calculator. While you continue to watch this, I'll look it up.
My wife isn't so thrilled about giving up the weekend, but $2,000 is going to make Valentine's Day a lot more sweeter.
Yeah.
Compensation for missing those millennial memories.
Bro, $2,000. I don't fucking care. We're going to look up how much that would be in today's money, and I bet we're all going to be shook as hell. In the year 1999, I purchased an item for, not 3,000, 2,000. Can't type without nails. Is that right? 2,000. Why isn't this working? Oh, put the year 1900. God. That would be $3,508 today. That's a lot of money. If my boss was like, can you work New Year's Eve? I'll give you $3,500. I'd be like, yeah, what time do you want me to be here? You want me to wear a special outfit? You want me to bring anything? Like, so, world's still here. World celebrates. Y2k is okay. January 1st, welcome to the new millennium. We didn't die. Yay. We lived. Let's talk about the stock market. Boyfriend Redacted, if you're here, please chime in for the love of God. I have no idea what this is, but I felt important. I don't really know. I felt like I needed to include it. They closed the stock market at 1 p.m. Normally the stock market closes at like 4 or something like that, or like 4 or 5. They closed it at 1 to give the people a couple hours to prepare for what could be a disaster. At the time, they spent $30 million over 4 years trying to rewrite and test software. And when trading resumed on January 3rd, 2000, nothing really went wrong. There was not any major hiccups. The stock market did crash later, though. So you can see, like, here's 1999, the stock market did crash, like you can see in 2000, but it wasn't really because of Y2K, it was because, like, the dot-com bubble burst. Basically, like, everyone was investing a lot, and the stock market was going up, 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 up as fuck, because, like, everyone was like, all these tech companies are going public, all these computers, like, we're investing, this is the future, and then the bubble just kind of burst, just how, like, the bubble be bursting right now. And the bubble bursted like in 1929 and the bubble bursted in 2008. So that is kind of what happened, but it wasn't because of the Y2K computers. It was just because of that. We're going to play the game now. I feel like we have finished so quick tonight, but it was a shorter lesson. Let me pick like a good one. We never do the beach one. Let's do the jungle one. I'm kind of into her. Yeah, we're going to do the jungle one. Just my blood sugar, the stock market always be crashing. Chat broke, I think. Damn it. Okay, here's the Nearpod. Go ahead and pick your little characters while I fix the chat. When I'm fixing the chat, does it go away for you all? Like, can you still hear me when I fix the chat or no? I realized I've never asked that. Like, I talk, but when I'm editing the screen, do you hear me and see me still, or does it like pause? Here's the thing. It goes away, but we still hear you. Oh, you can still hear me, but you can't see me, or nothing changes. Interesting. Okay, as long as you can still hear me. Because I was going to say, that's annoying if I just, like, disappeared. Oh my god, my computer is very warm right now. Pick your people. It's game time. No, we see you too. Nothing changes with the U bubble. Okay, perfect. We can see you, just not the chat. Awesome. That's what I thought, but it also drops to 0 viewers, so I was like, that's a little bit jarring. There's 12 people in the game. Waiting. Join the game. These noodles are not warm at all now. I've literally been eating them for like over an hour. Whatever. This is my whole government up there. No. Wait, what? Why is my whole government up there? Oh, it's whatever you put on there. I'm sorry. can hide you, but other people want to see it. Next time, just don't put your government name on there. And this is the thing. We don't know which one is your... Like, we don't know the comments which name is you. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to connect the dots. A lot of people's government names are up there. Okay. I still see a couple people joining, so I'll give you, like, another second. But 15, if it doesn't go up soon, I'm going to go ahead and hit start. I'll send it in the chat one more time. Oh, 16. There's food stuck in my teeth. I feel it. Thank you to everyone that subscribed today. Methadone Daddy, that was the best subscription, honestly. Weller, Mixon, everyone. Okay, I think pretty much everyone's in the game. There's 17 people here. That's about how many we normally have. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. Let's get into it. Go. Oh, I'm fucking with this music. Oh, I forgot this was a question in the game. It was hard to think of questions for this one because it's kind of a small topic. Not me walking on the treadmill and playing this on my iPad. Very much giving iPad energy. Yeah, let me turn this down. If you weren't here at the beginning, today at work was fucking insane because of the stock market and like the economy and everything. My company laid off a lot of people yesterday. I was not one of them, thankfully, but my day was just crazy because I had so many meetings because that happened. Like very like... I mean, to the CEO, it wasn't sudden, but to me it was. What did we learn about today? I love how quiet the chat is during the game, because I can tell you're focused. I mean, I don't love it, because, like, I miss you, but I love it, because, like, you're in your moment. Your answer there was C. Oh, hi. Hi. For those of you that are watching but not playing the game, how are your vibes during the game? Like, do you like watching the game? Because I'm that way. I don't always want to play, but, like, I will watch other people play, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know? Like, are you still into it? You just don't feel like playing? Which is, like, very much my vibe, so no shade. I'm not playing the game. I'll keep you company. I like watching. Yeah, I would be, like, the same way. Playing in spirit. Yeah, I like... Yeah. I like watching the people run. Oh, I forgot on your screen you can see the people running up the mountain. Oh, that is cool. Yeah, that's nice. I wish I could see that. I miss the old layout. Like the old layout, like the teacher version, it didn't have the question. It just had the mountain. Like it was like the ranking to the left and then it had the mountain on the right. I'm actually going to submit that feedback to them because I think they like me. Even though I was kind of a Karen. I don't know where my computer is, but I'm vibing with y'all. I enjoy watching the game versus fun. I love seeing who's winning. This is my first stream, but I'm enjoying watching the game. Yeah, I'm a game watcher more than I'm a game player. I feel like I might have fucked up on the answer here. We'll see. Yeah, that is true. He did not stockpile. Apples, slang, idioscience, slang. I'm playing even though I missed half the lesson. Teehee. That's the best kind of player. Only a blank of Americans said they would stockpile food. Oh, I do not want to go to work tomorrow. It's not that I don't want to be there. I just don't feel like waking up and driving there. Or staying till 5. I wish I could go to work from like 10 to 2. That feels more appropriate to me. A girl can dream. How did the U.S. government respond to Y2k? This has multiple right answers, I think. You guys, my manager was at work till 7:30 today. She texted me at 7:30 p.m. and was like, hey, girly. And I was like, why are you there? I literally looked at my phone and I was like... And it was just her, like, I asked her to do something, and she was just telling me that she did it. So, like, she wasn't needing anything from me, but I was like, are you still there? Like, go home. Gotta make that coin, though, bestie. Not a vibe. When was the International Y2k Cooperation Center shut down? Couldn't be me working that late. I've worked that late like in other jobs. At my job now, I've only had to do it one time, and the next day I like told them, I was like, I'm not logging on till 11 a.m. And they're like, that's fine. So it was like, it evened out. I hit the wrong answer. I'm sorry. That sucks. It was B, March 2000. Was Math Blaster episode 1 In Search of Spot wasn't negatively affected? Was that true or false? What's the answer? You better get it right. My head itches. I think there's 2 more questions, like 1 or 2. Y'all remember Tim and Moby? Oh, love Tim and Moby. I used him with my high school students all the time. I felt like I had too many true falses, so had to make this true false a little more complicated. Did I fuck up in making this one? That's a high possibility. Oh, that's completely true. I did it right. Y'all just got it wrong. It's okay, though. I forgive you. Just this once. Last question. Who won Y2K? Was it the U.S., computers, capitalism, or the war on drugs? Y'all are quick. Capitalism won Y2K. Everyone had to work that night. Sucks. Super bad. All right. Shout out Emily, Bemily, Megan, Apples, Fire Emoji, Semi-Intelligent, Dusty, Croissant, Tate, Straisner, Idioscience, Heather, Caroline, Margot, Elizabeth, Aiden, Aaron, Trey, Kendrick, and Nicholas and P in last place. That's kind of funny that they were in last place. Spidery Milk is Emily, Bemily, and Spidery Milk won. Congratulations on winning Y2K. You did it. That's my whole lesson. It was a little bit shorter today. While we're here, I want you to help me to decide what... Sorry. I want to decide what to teach next week. So I want to show you some of my ideas. Snowden, McCarthyism, those are my top 2 choices right now. What are we thinking? What are we feeling? Also, if you have any notes or memes or anything like that that you want to add, feel free. I got 13th place. I'm proud of you. Oh my god, sorry. Someone texted me about something very funny. Snowden. I kind of want to do Snowden, but it's going to like... Okay, so I'm thinking about doing Snowden because Monday, like I'm not working Monday because Juneteenth is being observed. So I was thinking like Snowden is such a big topic and I have so much to learn. That's going to be like a tough one to plan. So I thought that might be a good idea because I'll have more time because I have the 3-day weekend to deal with that. I'm seeing Snowden, Deaf Snowden. I had no idea what was happening with that. Me either. I don't understand it. I don't know what it is. I want to learn it and I want to teach it. Honestly, like, this is just a method for me to Google things and learn about them and then, like, force other people to listen to me talk about it. Like, I didn't really know anything about Y2K until earlier. Have you seen the Snowden movie? It's so good. I think I've seen it, but I don't remember any of it. But I'm kind of sleepy, so I might leave kind of early tonight. Sorry, but have you heard of... I've never heard of Snowden. Count me in. What the fuck is Snowden? I'm going to Google it just because I don't know how to describe it. He's a person. Edward Snowden is a former computer intelligence consultant who leaked highly classified information in 2013, basically, and is like now hiding. And from what I gathered, like, he basically was like, hey, the US government... Oh, fuck, the chat broke. Here, let me fix it because I want to talk about Snowden now. he basically was like, hey, the US government can spy on you, and like because of the Patriot Act, like they can see all your shit, and it's like very much sketchy. And then the US government was like, you can't fucking say that. And then now he lives like somewhere else, I think. He lives like in Russia, I want to say. I don't know. But yeah, our government was like really not fucking with him. It was about government spying on citizens. Yeah. Snowden. His disclosure revealed numerous global surveillance programs, many run by the NSA and Five Eyes intelligence with the cooperation of telecommunication companies and European governments, and prompted a cultural discussion about national security and individual privacy. So, we'll probably do this, I think. That's his signature. That's kind of creepy. He was the 80s baby. Yeah, so we'll do that. That seems good. That seems like a good topic. Peter, when no one listened to him about Y2k. I love that gif of her throwing that champagne on that man. Of the book called No Place to Hide, if you want to check it out. I unfortunately cannot read. I can't really get through a book, unfortunately. This isn't Y2k, but I found the meme and needed to share. Facial recognition platform misidentified dozens of politicians as criminals. I think the system works. It is working. That was me. I just remembered using that gif a few weeks ago. I think it's so funny because I love how she is so calm and he's just sitting there. Like, I love how they're both just like, I think it's so funny. I love that. Okay, this was great. Thank you for being here. Thank you for learning about Y2k. Are we in to Snowden for next week? That'll be maybe the Monday's stream. Like Monday, I might do Snowden and then like a little bit of education horror stories. I don't know. We'll see because I don't think I have a ton in there. And then I'm actually not going to be streaming on Wednesday because Evie is coming into town. I have to pick them up from the airport on Wednesday. So me and Evie will be streaming together on Thursday. I'm not sure what about yet, but it'll be good. It'll be something for Pride. They're kind of picking the topic and making the slides, but I'll be there too. And we're going to go through it together. So, and let me know if you're into that. What are we thinking about that? About a guest feature? Our thoughts? How are we feeling? How are we living? Yes, no, maybe. Very quiet in the chat right now. I'm excited for the special guest star. Yay for guest. Okay, cool. Glad we're into the guest moment. This was great. Sleep tight. I'm going to upload this little bit up onto YouTube. Yeah, everyone have a great night. Night-nights. Bye-byes.